creepy, manipulative, and always looking for his next victim, Bombshell is one of the most sinister Decepticons. From comics to cartoons, toys to modern toys, today we're diving deep into the history of Bombshell, the Insecticon Mindbender. Bombshell first appeared in the Transformers cartoon in 1985 as one of the three Insecticons alongside Shrapnel and Kickback. His role in the show leaned heavily into mind control abilities, firing tiny cerebral shells that could burrow into an enemy's head and allow him to take control of their minds. He appeared in multiple episodes, manipulating both Autobots and human counterparts. Mostly notable, he played a major role in the 1986 animated film Transformers the Movie, where his design was controversially seen as the character reformatted into Cyclonus and Scourge for Unicron. Fans still debate if Bombshell or Skywarp became Cyclonus, so you get to debate it in the comments. You tell me who it is. All right, so I thought it would be a cool thing to look at the 40th anniversary of Transformers Bombshell. We get a little bonus figure. We're going to look at Ramhorn as well, but not anything in the Playground Chronicles for this one. As we look around, it's nothing but just G1 awesomeness. Got the second, I call him Generation 2, the second wave of Transformers, that arc and that cover art that came on the boxes in the back. We got Bombshell down here, and I'm getting so old that I cannot read that from this far away. So there, if you want to read it, pause it, have a read. Want to see Ramhorns? Okay, good. Now back to this. So this is essentially, and we've done a lot of these on the channel, it's essentially just an updo of the vintage toys. So opening this up, let's take a peek-see and see what we've got cooking. So instruction manual. Ooh, this one's in color. Let's have a little peek at this one. That's a little bit different than normal. They're normally just black and white, but this does have the Ramhorn instructions on one side. And I'm going to tell you what, with how Transformers are these days, really, like, you need a PhD in astrophysics to do a Transformer these days. And that is Bombshell's robot mode per the instructions. And then that's something that we don't need. And then let's cut two. All right, Ramhorn, get out here. Two. God, these are stupid. Two. Oh, Lord. Two. Two. Pew. And pew. And pew. And all right. All right. Good. Look at that. Look at that. Terrible. All right. Let us take a peek at, I don't know, let's do Ramhorn first. Why not? Should be quite easy, really. So this is a cassette that would go with Blaster. Not going to get too detailed with it. The brown is a little bit different than the Ramhorn, at least I'm familiar with. That's just coming down. These are coming down. Tails coming out. Rhino coming out. Feet articulation does have a painted on Autobot symbol. This is gold. These look way different than what I'm used to. I'm going to put them on the back as such, like this. And there you have Ramhorn. Maybe one day I'll get the 40th anniversary of Blaster and be able to put him on a little bit of thing. But we're just going to let him chill out in the back. A little 30-second transformation of that dude, which is cool. So we do come to the Bombshell figure. First thing I'm noticing, it's gray. The purples and stuff are not out. I do like this gray. I like this flat yellow. I love the painted silver over the chrome. I do like the weapon. It is painted silver, which is something that is not typical of the G1 toy, because it was that chrome. I am assuming these are Energon cubes. And tissue paper, Autobot tissue paper. Would be cool if they came kind of Decepticon-ish. All right, so we get, what do we get? Six cubes of destruction, Energon cubes, which is fairly awesome. I like that. And then the transformation of this guy. So feet are going to tuck down just as such, like that. Arms are going to come out. This goes out. This could be somewhat construed like this. I never transformed it like this, even though I know this is kind of a part of it. I liked having the full detail of the head of that nature, but we'll go ahead and we'll transform him correctly, because this does shoot out like mind control and whatnot. Do believe this was a clear plastic to where the energon cubes could fit in and all that good stuff. That's a cool touch. I've talked about it. The gun, very, very large and in charge for what it is. Just holds it as such. Very good figure, very nice. It feels like a G1 Transformer. Does have some metal-ish, but mostly is plastic, but painted, but a very good painted. I think it's a fantastic overdue and a nice redo of the G1 counterpart, especially with all the silver that is not going to chrome wear, which is awesome. And you get energon cubes, and dude, you get ram horn. How cool is that? All right, let's find out some more about Bombshell and all of his destruction. In the 1980s, with the Marvel Comics, Bombshell's role mirrored the cartoons, but with darker tones. He enjoyed experimenting on humans and Autobots. He was portrayed as cruel and sadistic. Wow, can't talk. Maybe he's got one in my head. Dreamwave, early 2000s, Bombshell appeared again with added emphasis on his creepy personality and his insectoid nature. Fast forward to 2005 through 2020 for IDW Comics. He was reinvented with a more modern edge, often shown as a schemer and scientist. His cerebro shells played a big role in espionage and manipulation of plots. Bombshell's IDW stories often portrayed him as untrustworthy even to other Decepticons, fitting with his personality as a treacherous manipulator. The 1985 Bombshell was originally a deluxe Insecticon, transforming, as you saw earlier, from a robotic insect to a robot mode. It was a rhinoceros beetle, which makes sense of why the cassette rhino was with him. The toy featured chrome parts that rubbed off all the time and insect-like details. There have been reissues and variants, as we have seen, and the generations and modern figures in recent years. Hasbro has updated Bombshell with modern articulation, especially in the Transformers Generation line and the Legacy, keeping his classic beetle mold while upgrading his engineer. Third-party toys, which there are a lot of them, many unofficial companies have made highly detailed versions of Bombshell, sometimes other alternate names, in order to use that Beetle-esque show. In the original cartoon, Bombshell was voiced by Michael Bell, who also voiced characters like Prowl, Sideswipe, and Swoop. Bell gave Bombshell a sneering, sinister delivery that perfectly matched the character's creepy personality. Bombshell remains one of the most memorable Insecticons because of his unique power of mind control. His appearance in the movie kept him cemented in fans' debate up until this day. He is still in IDW Comics, and also items like War for Cybertron Trilogy, and the toy lines continue with him coming out with all kinds of things. From his mind control cerebro shells to his classic G1 toy and his unforgettable role in the '86 movie, Bombshell has remained a fan favorite Decepticon for nearly 40 years. Whether you remember him for the Saturday morning cartoons, or you're an IDW fan, or the latest Transformer that's on toy shelves, one thing's for sure: when Bombshell is around, your mind is never your own.